York. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
I need people to call right now. Rosenberg took it upon himself yesterday to start an issue with an artist. For some reason, Rosenberg historically is very, very critical of white hip-hop artists. And you decided after many weeks or some time deliberating on this issue of Post Malone, what is it, about a week since through the holidays, Post Malone goes up and says that hip-hop music does not deliver the emotional lyrics of other genres. And if you want some real emotional, heartfelt lyrics, he doesn't turn to hip-hop for that. You watched this over the weekend, Rosenberg, and then yesterday decided to go to IG. Do we have the audio of Rosenberg on Instagram?
Post Malone, I'm done giving you passes, bro. Even though I like you in person, we've had nice conversations before, you're out of passes. That's over. You got a pass for braids, which is not common. You got a pass for the N-word thing that happened on Snapchat. We gave you a pass even though all the tattoos of the artists you love are all white rock stars, none related to hip-hop at all. So, either leave hip-hop and go make other music in another genre, or start showing respect for hip-hop. Hip-hop isn't the music you go to for emotion, important things. Hip-hop has been the soundtrack of every important day of my life. And many people like me. And all around the world of every different background. So, start showing respect for hip-hop, or get out. No more passes for Post Malone. You're done.
Rosenberg, would you like to expound on this piece right here? And have you changed your energy since yesterday?
No. Well, my energy has not changed. I know me though. I am a naturally really friendly person, and I like Post Malone. So I knew I'd feel bad when I started hearing from Post Malone about it. So I haven't talked to him yet. But my guess is I will feel bad because I like Post Malone. But the bottom line is I don't want to change my energy because that's how I felt in my heart. I was on the phone with my brother yesterday. We were going over the list of things that's happened.
Yeah.
And me and my brother, as two white people who have loved hip-hop for 30 years, whatever it's been, got really worked up. Like, bro, how many different times are you going to show disrespect to hip-hop? It's not that I think Post means to do it and he's a bad guy. It's that he's being careless. He's being careless. And he's on his way. You would agree, Ebro. Post is on his way to being one of the biggest stars in music right now over the last few years. That's how it appears. That's where he seems to be going. So, and he makes this sort of hip-hop-adjacent music.
Melodic, trappy, but still could, like, he's made country sounding records, rock sounding records, rap sounding records, like, which is why he's on his way to the level of success.
But that's the danger. When you're a white artist who's making kind of cross-genre hip-hop related music, but you wear and you use every trope of hip-hop, braids, gold teeth, every sort of tattoos, the look of hip-hop is all there. But the music is sort of in between. And then you don't show respect for hip-hop. Now we're into dangerous territory. Because now is when you start getting to what happened to rock and roll. Now you start getting into where artists who are white and aren't from the culture start getting very popular, and they take the visual parts of the culture and strip away the essence and the soul of what the music is. That's what makes me nervous when he starts saying things like that. It's not because I think he means to and because he's a bad person. I don't think that.
Now,
but you're done. You can't get any more passes. You can't make any more mistakes.
Now, sorry, Laura Stiles, I just want to say this. Do you think that he just doesn't know that hip-hop delivers super in-depth emotional lyrics? Because right now, as we live in hip-hop, there's a lot of flimsy, surface, shallow music that he is likely a fan of.
But if you want to be part of the culture, you should do your research and know where you came from.
I'm sure he knows there's other music that is deeper, and he says he was referring to new music, right? But unfortunately, that stings too, because you're sort of a part of that. Like his hits, Congratulations and Rockstar and White Iverson, you know, they're like laid back, kind of nothing fun songs. Now you're sitting around, turning around. Yo, if you want hip hop to be deeper, take the music you make and make it deeper. Furthermore, and second of all, Laura's right. Say specifically, hip hop covers everything, but today we need to do a better job of blank. But my point is this: had he said the one statement alone, I would not have freaked out about it.
It's everything lined up.
It's all added up. It's all added up. And for people who say, Rosenberg, who are you to say? I'm a white guy who's been committed to hip hop for 24 years. And I've never shown. I've had moments. We've all had
Now, are
moments.
you
where we say
putting a
something
double
stupid.
standard on him because he's white?
I think there's more responsibility on him because he's white. Yes,
Double standard.
Yeah, there is a double standard.
Okay.
Because
I just want to be clear.
No, there is
It's
a double.
fair.
There is a double standard because, frankly, a black artist who makes the same kind of music and maybe makes the same kind of mistakes doesn't contribute in the same way
Well, he's
to,
not
the,
gonna
to
go-
the whiteout of the music.
Right.
To the face of the music changing. There is a different responsibility for white artists. And
So-
people like Eminem have always recognized that responsibility and taken it very seriously.
So we're going to take some calls. If y'all hold right now, turn your radio down. We have Kay in Connecticut, Mike, and Daniel. And if I'm giving everybody full disclosure, some of this battery that's in Rosenberg's back is my fault.
Well, I mean, not just you, but...
Well, because I'm the one that when we interviewed Post Malone,
oh, that part, yes.
after the N-word thing, I sat and I looked at him and I was kind of like, all right, this kid, he's young, he's 20. All right, made a mistake. But he's a real artist. He plays the guitar, he's a songwriter. So let me just watch where this goes because he seems like not just somebody who's taking advantage of music in general. Maybe he's using hip-hop because that's how he was influenced as a young person, right? Mixed with whatever his parents listened to.
But
So let
then-
me go ahead and kick back. I definitely didn't like White Iverson. Didn't even like the concept.
Well, you mean the blatant, like that was literally a blatant appropriation. The song was called White
White
Iverson,
Iverson.
braids, gold teeth,
Did not like
everything
it.
out of the gate.
The internet and everybody was cool with it. And at the time when it came along, I was the old guy that hated on everything. So I was like, you know what? Let me see where this goes. Let me just kick back and watch for a minute. I'm not going to hate on everything. Seemed like a nice kid, so I'm out with his girlfriend. They seem pretty nice. Then I noticed, as you pointed out in your audio, that all of the music that he's a fan of and that he tattoos on his body was all white artists. And I pointed it out to you after we interviewed him.
George Harrison, Johnny Cash, great artists, but like not a Stevie, not a Marvin.
You don't even have
Not a-
Iverson tattooed on you,
Not
bro,
an AI.
and you're calling yourself White
Right.
Iverson. So I had another problem. So Iverson is
Not
good
a
enough.
Tupac, not a Biggie, not a nothing.
Iverson is good enough for you to use his name to make your record, but he's not good enough to get the tat on the Post Malone Tattoo Hall of Fame.
Because there's a bunch of them. It's not like there's one or two. There's a bunch.
Lil Peep was his latest addition.
Right.
Another
Who he was
white
friends-
guy.
Who is another white guy? But he was friends with Lil Peep. I appreciate that. I get it. Okay.
Kay in Connecticut, do you agree with Rosenberg or not?
Hey, good morning. Well, you know, I do a little bit, but as far as giving them a pass, you know, when you say a pass, what is that? Just as far as the N-word or other actions as well? Because, you know, this younger generation is coming up with that word, and it's not a problem. You know, you got brothers rapping, using that word, it's not a problem. But when other people start using it, it gets to be a problem.
I think he doesn't use the word. I'll be clear. Post Malone doesn't use the word regularly. He got caught out there with his friends. So from what we know, he doesn't put it in his music.
No, and he doesn't use it.
But he might use it regularly amongst his friends.
We don't know.
No, I don't hang out
and
with him.
I doubt he does. But what we were saying, Kay, was that I just meant he seemed to receive a pass from everyone because he's so talented. Everyone's like, you know, because a lot of people, guys, careers have ended over a tape where someone says
Yes.
an N-word.
Yes.
Real quick. That happens. And
Eminem got through
Yes,
it.
for sure.
Eminem went through it though. It blew over
Eminem,
way faster.
there was no
for Post
social
Malone.
media then, though.
Very good
When
point.
Eminem went through, there was no social media. When Justin Bieber went through it, remember, it was a little video or something.
Yes.
Anyways, thank you, man.
Thanks a lot, Kay. Let's go to Daniel. Daniel back on the line in Jersey. You say
yo,
Rosenberg
what's
is
up?
wrong. You disagree with Rosenberg.
I disagree with Rosenberg, bro. Rosenberg, the reason it's wrong is the history of hip-hop, right? When Beastie Boys came out, when the bunch of white artists that entered our culture of hip-hop, the double standard was put on them to prove themselves. He has the entitlement to be intellectually creative or to express himself. Hip-hop is a form of expression.
Mm-hmm.
He's entitled to that. He doesn't have to prove nothing to particular person, i.e. yourself, because you might be white as well. He has to prove to the creative audience that his ability to sell records and music is current and is apparent.
See, but that's I hear your point, but here's the thing. That's why people like us exist. This is why elder statesmen exist in the game at all. I'm not trying to call myself a statesman, but someone who's been around talking for a long time and sees the culture. Because if you leave it up to the current buying audience to decide, they will buy whatever is hot. They will dilute it and kill it.
And
that's what happens.
Let's never confuse popularity with quality. And let's never confuse commerce with culture.
Wow. Oh my God. I might get a standing ovation for that one.
Let's not do that.
Right.
Because when you start to blur the lines of commerce and culture, you're lost. And for us, I don't know how music is done all over the world. I'm learning. I work for Apple Music, Beats One. I'm learning how people accept certain genre titles and categories. It's different than in America. And in America, if you rap on a song or you use a certain type of beat or whatever, it goes into the hip-hop culture group. And when you're in the hip-hop culture group, those of us that have fought for this time, this literal moment to have this conversation at 8:31 in the number one media market, arguably in the world, there are people who gave their lives for this, who are sitting broke right now, just so that young black and brown men and women can have free thoughts over music. You're going to be critiqued, bro.
Especially when you say things like, if you're looking for lyrics, if you're looking to cry, if you're looking to think about life, don't listen to hip hop. That's exactly what he said. He's like, if you're looking to cry, he's like, I'll listen to some Bob Dylan.
No, if I want to hear someone with bad vocals, I listen to Bob Dylan. But
the writing was great, though.
The writing was fantastic. That's fantastic. I'll read
but we
some Bob
also
Dylan.
live in a country, right? And this is another thing that may not get understood on an international level. Kenneth, turn your radio down for me. Kenneth, turn your radio down. Is in America, the music that is modern today was created by black people.
Watch it.
All of it.
That's what I said. I tried to say that yesterday. This has happened with every cultural genre. So when people get mad at me and tell me to chill out or say I'm a hater, no, I'm someone who did the research and has seen that every black form of music has been taken, appropriated, and eventually, you know what black people do? Eventually they go, enough is enough. I give up. Move on to something else
And go create something new.
I can't. I'm not okay. And by the way, the creating for the new part's amazing. But I grew up on hip hop. I never want it to go away. I never want it to turn into garbage. And that's why I've given other artists a hard time, because there have been moments that I get very uncomfortable. It happened. I remember I gave Mac Miller a hard time when he first came out, because when I noticed a white artist with a predominantly white audience, that instantly puts my ears up a little bit to go, well, this is how it ends. This is the beginning of the end. When white artists make supposedly black music for a white audience, that's when culture dies.
A lot of shenanigans on this show, wouldn't you say, Shawnee Culture? A lot of shenanigans. All the time we do shenanigans.
All the time.
But when it comes to certain topics, things get very real.
It does.
And you'd be surprised, contrary to what some may think, we take this hip-hop thing very serious.
100%.
And yeah, we let things slide through sometimes. And no, we're not a fan of every song that we play or the content of every artist. Mm-hmm. Some things get popular. And we enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then some things we hate and we don't enjoy it. And we try to push other things forward, like a J. Cole or a Kendrick Lamar or A$AP Ferg, Rocky, and these other things that have come along that we've been big supporters of. Action Bronson.
But Ebro, some things are in the middle. Some things, like Post Malone, I'm like, this guy's really good. But what's the intention here? Where's this going to go?
Well, I told you
that
guys
is a
off
thought
the
that
air.
crossed my mind.
I told you guys off the air what the intention. Now you guys know I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Oh no, we're leaving
We
the
can
guru music?
go back
Oh,
to
no,
conspiracy
no.
and not get to. I'm a conspiracy theorist, and it's my opinion, after doing this for 30 years, that popular music culture shapes young minds, and the images of young black men being the most popular music in the country right now, I don't think sits well with everyone.
Why would you
Especially formats that can't play hip hop records or don't like the way some of these young people look. And they don't want their daughters attracted to people who look like this.
Even though Post Malone's the craziest looking person I've ever met.
Well, I'm just saying, separate from Post Malone. Post Malone is the could be the person that they are using to change the complexion, as you pointed out earlier, so that it becomes the new pop music with a different face, as you pointed out.
Did his record get a lot of pop? It crossed over, correct?
It's doing pretty good right now. Rockstar is, and I think congratulations.
I think it went
good,
everywhere, right?
Right? But look at the Grammy categories. Chock full.
Black artists.
Hip-hop, rap. The number one selling music in the country with streaming and everything. Hip-hop, rap, black. Ratings for a station like Hot 97, number one. Ahead of Z100 sometimes. They don't like that. That's not good. It's not good. They don't like it. So the more artists they can get that look like them, that sound like us, the more they get comfortable with the music, if you see what I'm saying. Now back to the gurus. Rosenberg the Guru at Gmail, if you want to get in touch.
Wait, hold on. I have one last thing to say.
Damn.
Oh my gosh.
What I just want to say in closing, for all the people who wanted to come from my neck, who always come from my neck no matter what I say, what kind of person would I be if I was the guy who jumped up and down screaming and kicking because I was upset that Nicki Minaj made a pop record, and then I go silent when a white artist doesn't show respect to hip-hop? Who would I be? I'd be a clown.
You would be who they thought you were.
Exactly. And
But
that's
you're not
not
that-
that's not who I am. I'm the person who continues to this day fill my house with nothing but hip-hop regalia, spends my hard-earned money that I earn in hip-hop, I turn back and spend it in hip-hop. This is something this is what we live for. This is why we do it.
Pay homage.
So just relax, chill out. They're just having fun. I'm not saying Post Malone is part of Ebro's plan that Ebro just talked about. Like, he's in the meetings and he's like, yes, I'm going to do that.
No, he's being used.
But he
He's
has
being
to,
used.
Exactly, which is why he has to hear the words we're saying. Because if he doesn't pay attention and he's not awake to it, he will get used for that. And that's the point of the conversation.